Hello, and welcome to the lecture, Leading Collaboration at IDEO. In this lecture, we consider our first example of leading a creative group process. IDEO is a design and innovation consultancy firm based in the United States and California, but with offices in many other cities around the world. They design products, services, experiences, and spaces, as well as strategies and new companies. They work for a diverse set of clients in various fields, including healthcare, education, and defense. They also train others how to adopt their now renowned innovation process. If you haven't viewed it already, follow the link to an online video of their work process, which they demonstrate in a fun, time-compressed exercise. To start our discussion, let's consider some key features of the creative process at IDEO, as exhibited in the video. We saw that first, IDEO organizes a team of diverse experts for each project. Members of the team bring a variety of knowledge and perspectives to the task at hand, and regardless of background, they are considered equal participants. The team then works with a framework of rules that guide each creative process at IDEO. These rules, for example, encourage the generation of wild ideas and require participants to first listen to and then build upon the ideas of others. Now, their work has distinct phases. Each process begins with a deep dive into the problem they will address, sometimes redefining for the client what the problem itself is. And as they do this research, they emphasize empathetic observation of users in order to better understand their needs and behaviors and to make more radical proposals based on this understanding. And back in the office, team members share what they've learned, and they use research as a springboard for generating a lot of ideas. After voting to select their favorite ideas, participants engage in rapid and iterative prototyping, making ideas visible to all, continuing to brainstorm together in a material form. They incorporate learning and feedback from these prototypes into their next iterations. Throughout this exploratory process, there's a special attitude towards failure, or trying out ideas that don't work. Now, failure is considered a necessary step for the learning that it generates. It's valuable to the team. Now, this requires a high degree of trust between participants and a willingness to offer ideas to the group without fear of judgment. The outcome emerges from the process, and everyone, clients, participants, the leader, is surprised by what the group achieves. Now, let's address our 4 questions in terms of this process, which we will also ask of the next case example. First, who in this process decides what to make? Now, we don't see David Kelly, IDEO's founder, telling the team what to make. Rather, he stays out of the way, and he ensures that the group of experts assigned to the task decides together in a democratic process what to make. Notice that the team decides late in the process what they will make. They want to learn and try as much as possible before arriving at a decision. The vision for what to make evolves throughout the process. The client also isn't the one who decides what the team will make. When clients hire IDEO, they ask for solutions to problems that they don't know how to address themselves. For example, clients ask IDEO to provide clean water to a community or to redesign a healthcare experience in ways that ensure greater patient comfort and well-being. These are big, complex problems with no precedent for a single best solution. The complexity and uncertainty in these innovation processes make it impossible for one person to decide in advance what the group should make. Second question, who does the making that generates creative value? Who generates new ideas? Well, this should be clear by now. The team does. This process is designed, in fact, to maximize the likelihood that the group together generate lots of new ideas and incorporate new insights and learning from the beginning and up to the end of the design process. So what is this group good at doing? Well, among other things, they're good at performing highly interdependent and creative group work, developing a shared vision and purpose, addressing complexity and leveraging a diverse set of specialized expertise to do so, taking risks, learning from failures, generating surprising, innovative outcomes that are, as we say, greater than the sum of contributions. How does leadership function? And how much control over the outcome does the leader have? To answer this, I might first ask you, who do you think is leading this process? And you might offer different answers. And we hear a lot about leadership from David Kelly. He performs leadership when he organizes the group and when he promotes a culture of crazies, as he calls them. He hires people who won't listen to them. He wants to be wrong. He likes being surprised. He prefers people ask forgiveness rather than permission. He wants people to be empowered to try things out and not wait for him to tell them what to do. We also see a group of adults, as they call themselves, including Kelly, who come in to focus the chaos and direct the group towards a narrowed set of concepts to explore. Then there's also a project leader. He's appointed based on his facilitation skills rather than his seniority, and he directs the group's activities. You might also argue that the team itself leads its process collectively towards a common goal. Everyone is empowered to take the lead at different times. So leadership at IDEO appears to be collective, distributed overall. And no one, let alone Kelly, seems to be concerned about having control or final say over the outcome. Rather, everyone considers being surprised by the outcome as indicative of the team's being innovative. So where does this leave us in terms of collaboration? What does collaboration mean at IDEO? Collaboration means that a group goes into a process with no fixed, predetermined idea about the outcome, but a shared purpose for what they hope to achieve. Participants engage in deep, empathetic listening to understand the perspective of others, and then they build on the ideas of others to make their own contributions. They experience a high degree of interdependence in their work, meaning that each participant's work is tied to the group's work as a whole. Everyone is equal and engaged. The process is designed to encourage a balanced conversation so that no one person or idea dominates. The group shares leadership and responsibility. No one person tries to control the outcome, but everyone shares control with the group. Participants do provocative things to challenge and surprise one another. They take risks, they generate wild ideas, they work on the edge of their abilities, and ultimately they get to more innovative outcomes this way. Here's a summary definition, relevant as well to similar high-performing teams. Collaboration is a highly interdependent group work process in which participants open themselves to the contribution of others and use those contributions as material for their own work, towards the generation of emergent and novel outcomes. The group often determines both the goal for the work and the process for achieving that goal. This way of working in groups is most relevant when certain conditions are in play. For example, when there's a high demand for customized, game-changing, or otherwise unique and special outcomes. And when the cost of exploration, of trying out lots of ideas, is low, perhaps because the materials we use to prototype are inexpensive or even immaterial, like concepts, strategies, and other thought stuff. Increasingly, technology plays a role here, lowering the cost of trying out lots of ideas because we can try lots of ideas quickly in a virtual form or rapidly generate prototypes at a low cost. Now, as I mentioned before, this kind of collaboration is also a relevant way to address complex, messy problems involving multiple stakeholders and requiring diverse expertise. To lead such collaboration at IDEO, Kelly gives the group an assignment and gets out of the way. He empowers group members to generate value and make mistakes. And he surrenders control of the outcome to the group and the process. To wrap this example, I suggest some questions for reflection. In what ways has this example altered your understanding of what it means to collaborate and to lead collaboration? What are your concerns with leading a collaborative group process with an emergent and unanticipated outcome? And what do you find appealing about this approach? I encourage you to contribute to the discussion of these questions on the online forum. In the next lecture, we will consider an alternative example of group work in a global animation group and compare this example to IDEO. Thank you.